Alright, let's see if I'm right. Continue. June 16th, 11:17 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Trucy! Trucy! You move quick, Apollo. Good show, good show. Trucy, you're okay. I thought... Don't cry, Apollo. Those good-for-nothing gangsters. There are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Wait, just calm down, Apollo. Or else... Oh. Okay. I mean, I had a feeling it was a magic trick thing, but I thought maybe Phoenix was in on it. No, it was just Trucy herself just faking the whole thing. Okay. What the heck is that? Surprised? This is one of my best tricks, the amazing Mr. Hat. Mr. Hat. All right, Mrs. Garrison. You look marvelous, darling. Marvelous. He's a big hit on stage at the Wonder Bar. Yes, I am a big hit. Well, what do you think? Do you like it? You mean you... Trucy, there are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Apollo, now's not the time to be threatening me. It's you who's being threatened here. Huh? Remember what you said to Walkie's father yesterday? You promised you'd save his son. But that testimony was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do? Look, once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talent to stop that from happening, I will. Trucy, no more staged abductions, please. I'm not talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witness isn't confident. I can perceive what he's feeling. It might not mean anything, but it's all we've got. You can see what he's feeling? Think back, Apollo. Think back to the times when there was a contradiction in his testimony. All the times. All the times there was a contradiction. Fuck. He did the thing with his eyes. Was there another thing that he did? I'll just say I remember. Well, I think I remember them, sure. There were 2 times when he made statements he wasn't confident in. And each time there was a contradiction. In his hand he'd held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Uh-huh. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. He flipped the pages in the book? He said the man tossed aside a pistol, but it turned out he wasn't sure, and sure enough, there was a contradiction. Well, that's true, but how does that help us? Didn't you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit. It's one of these again. Yeah, okay. He turned pages in the book, basically, when he was lying. Did you see it? The very moment he said the word pistol, his fingers got all tense, and he fiddled with the corner of the page in his book. How am I supposed to see that? Well, I could see it. How else do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker? What? I always sat next to Daddy during his big matches. Wow. I can see what his opponents were feeling. You mean that's how Mr. Wright won all those games? It's not cheating officially. I wasn't looking at their hands or anything. And I wasn't there all the time either. Daddy's quite good at poker after all. But not good enough to go undefeated that long. Great, so he cheated. But what does that do for us? I don't believe this. You have to listen to his testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony. Perceive the truth. Watch a testimony? Perceive the truth? The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm gonna lose. Not true. Daddy said so. He said you have the power, Apollo. Mr. Wright said that? Watch the testimony, perceive his true feelings? Is she serious? Time's up. Sorry, I can't think of any other way out of this one, Apollo. What was that she said before the trial started? Huh? Mr. Wright's not here today? He said his old foot energy was acting up. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're there, Trucy. Is that what he meant by us being fine? Well, methods aside, she did avoid one guilty verdict already today. Time to show this court what I'm made of. Get ready for justice, mother... Ooh. Let's do it. Apollo! You know, I'm starting to think I can do this. I knew you could do it all along. Wait, that might have been Apollo who said that. Oh, one more thing. Huh? Try to cover for Mr. Hat as best you can. I just flew in from the coast, and boy are my arms tired. Right. Okay. Yeah. Turns out everything's fine. It was just a joke. June 16th, 11:40 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now back in session. Right. We're fine. I'd like to say to the young lady standing next to you, Mr. Justice. Oh, you mean me? Don't you have anything to report? Anything concerning the mysterious phantom in the silk top hat? Right, him. Don't worry about him. I settled that. You settled that? Yes, it was an out-of-court settlement, right? Perhaps Fraulein would have us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream. A fantastic illusion. Now you see it, now you don't, am I right? I think he's on to me. I wish he would stop being so cool. Let us dispense with these niceties and get straight to the matter. What are your plans for our gifted witness? Right, the defense would like to request another cross-examination. Because I forgot to ask something. There was no issue with the witness's previous testimony. I will grant your request, however, but this court will not permit stalling for time. Understood, Your Honor. Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. Yeah, I remember. Don't worry, I got this. Alright. Cannot prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. So that's where it's questionable. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Okay. Not sure I qualified to watch testimonies after all. Focus, Apollo. Find his weak spot. Focus. If only it were that easy. My ears hear what he says. My eyes see his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have? Aha. What's this? My bracelet? Your bracelet? The fuck does your bracelet have to do with anything? Go. What's going on? My bracelet feels different somehow. Are you gonna turn into fucking Captain Marvel? Ms. Marvel? Whatever? I think Daddy was right. You can see it, can't you, Apollo? You're almost there. Find the weak spot in his testimony. I know this sounds crazy, but my bracelet is trying to tell me something. Okay. I mean, I already know where to stop. I don't know what I have to do there. Just press it more, I guess. It's definitely right here. So you called immediately after witnessing the murder. The police undoubtedly have a record of the call. Why not check with them? Wait, Apollo! This has to be it! Wait, you mean his habit? Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. Yeah, I know. Stop repeating shit over and over again, thank you. The only time he even had the book open was here. Which means this is the place to look for his habit, for this habit. I don't know how I know, but I know. Know what? It's my bracelet. It's different somehow. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness. Your bracelet? I'm not sure I get this focus stuff that you were talking about, Trucy. But I have a feeling that trusting my bracelet is the way to go. Okay, I just need to touch my bracelet with Y as it reacts to the testimony. Okay. What in the hell? What's going on? I can see the witness's face. His expression so clearly, it's filling my mind. I can see nothing else, hear nothing else. Apollo? Trucy, what's happening to me? This is what I meant by focusing. Focusing? In this state, you can see everything, Apollo. Everything the witness does. That's great, but this is kind of freaking me out, man. Just look for Mr. Stickler's twitch, his habit. You remember it, right? Sure, when he says something he's not sure of, he fiddles with a page of his book. You got it! Right now you're looking at the witness's face. And your eyes are sort of bugging out. I'll bet they are. First, move your focus of attention down to Mr. Stickler's hand. His hand? You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place. She's right. I can only see his face like this. Time to try changing my viewpoint. Okay. Down to your hand, sir. There you go. Perfect. Now you're really ready. Ready? For what? Ready to perceive the truth behind the twitch. Perceive? Try listening to the witness talk Try listening to the witness talk as you focus. Then watch for his habit. Right. You mean when he fiddles with the page. That's right. That's your signal to look closer, to perceive with why. Find his weak spot, and I guarantee we'll be able to give him the royal flush. Spoken like a true pokerhead's daughter. I'm a magician, thank you very much. So I have to pay attention to his words and his fingers? Don't worry if you miss it, you can always try again. Right, look out, nervous twitch. Here comes justice! This is one weird episode of Perry Mason indeed. What up, RPG fan? Welcome in. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Hear it again. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. So it's when it's twitching. When it's twitching. One more time. Ergo, used my cell phone, liar.
Gotcha!
Gotcha, motherfucker! You didn't use shit. He probably started screaming, "Police! Police!" Also, I wonder if that pink cell phone is his. I didn't even think about that. I saw it just now. I could see it. Mr. Justice, do you have something to say? All this banging of desks. It's quite bad for my circulation, you know. Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why did you fiddle with the pages of your book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone? What are you talking about? I'm curious now about this cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask, what to ask. Ask to see this phone. Mr. Stickler, please show me your cell phone. Why? Whatever for. Show me and you'll find out. Well, I can't. I don't have it, you see. You don't have it? Mr. Stickler, is this your cell phone? Yeah, where did you get that? That's the phone from yesterday. I mean, it has to be. It's the only phone we even know about. It's got the clock on it, so I guess only a douchebag pretentious guy would have that shit. It is a very dramatic courtroom indeed, RPG fan. Look, a cell phone. That's not my dad. This is a cell phone. So I threw it on the ground. Anyway, dropped me the tire. If the car moved, it would curb, be crushed for sure. I wonder if it belongs to the doctor. Nope. How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my hand at this very moment? Wait a minute. What is the meaning of this? This cell phone was found yesterday in the Maractus Clinic garage, motherfuck. The Maractus? Why, that's where the victim lived. Yeah, that's impossible. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court, didn't you? If your cell phone is here, how could you have called the police, motherfuck? Weak. Weak? Weak? Weak! It's true. I didn't have my cell phone that night. That is why it can be said that I called the police from a public payphone. A payphone? So you didn't call on your cell phone after all? Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler? Well, to indicate it with a startlingly high degree of accuracy, it was right around here. Okay. That's quite a ways from the park.
But why did you lie?
There could be only one reason. He didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone, because it was found in the victim's garage. What are you saying? Mr. Stickler, you broke into the Maractus Clinic garage on the night of the murder. This cell phone tells all. Oh yeah. Here we go. Intense music. Activate. But that's ridiculous. That makes it sound like I snuck into this fellow's garage to commit some crime. As though I were trying to kill him.
Well, Dr. Maractus was killed that night.
Yes, but no, this line of reasoning has to be against the rules. Yeah, it's true. I lost my cell phone, but you can't prove that I lost it that night.
Well, Mr. Justice, if that cell phone was dropped the night of the murder, it does raise considerable suspicions as to a connection with the crime.
Now's your chance, Apollo. Connects Mr. Stickler to the crime. Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder? I think so. Of course I have evidence.
Oh, I like your swagger, Airforehead. Hit it. The court will see this evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as they say.
The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder is... I mean... Is it because the cell phone was under the car? That's like they mentioned that if it was sitting there long enough, it would have just got ran over, right? The suspect looks like Sander Cohen from BioShock dressed as a professor. Wow. Well, this suspect is actually just a witness right now, but I think he's quickly becoming a suspect. That's for sure. Yeah, the only thing I have right now that I think might prove that is the phone itself because of where we found the phone. I don't think any of this other stuff proves that the phone was dropped that night. Sometimes it's as obvious as just presenting the object itself and then explaining why. So let's just try it. The cell phone.
Well, Prosecutor Gavin. No comment here, Judge.
Aw, really? Fuck you. Paulo, remember where we found that cell phone? Yeah, I do. If it had fallen on the ground before that night... That's right. The cell phone would have been crushed. Yeah, I just said that. Your Honor, one more chance, please.
Mr. Justice, keep this up and you'll run yourself out of a life's worth of chances.
So, wait. I mean, we don't have the car. How am I supposed to... This proves it because this was also found on the same night. If the car was not parked there the whole night, then it would have ran over the cell phone. That's the answer. It just had to be something to do with the car or the phone itself where it was found. I knew that. I just didn't know how to get there. Just another classic case of Ace Attorney. How do I get to where I know I need to be? What object at which point do I need to present, you know? This happens to me all the time with these fucking games. But anyway, this has got to be this. It's got to be this.
That's a side view mirror.
As it so happens, Dr. Maractus' car was in an accident. That took place the night of the murder. An accident? An accident. It happened a little after 9 p.m. just outside People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Maractus' car hit a pedestrian. What are you trying to say? From the absence of a mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident, which means it was parked there after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in that garage, then it would have been crushed. After all, it was lying on the ground right under the wheel. Ergo, Mr. Stickler, the only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 p.m. the night of the murder in the park. Yeah, buddy. Warg. Weorg. He's getting fucked now. Mr. Stickler, you know what this means. You did break into the victim's garage that night.
This is most unexpected, Mr. Justice. Are you naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Pal Maractus?
No, stop. This is too much. This can't be happening. Prosecutor, say something.
I suppose it is worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Stickler and Palmaractus. That is other than this. I believe our next testimony will be most revelatory. Is the witness prepared?
Yes, Your Honor. I know that face. That's the face of guilt. Get him. Get him, Apollo. Get him. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my cell phone on my way back. Uh-huh. You're flipping through that book now, real fast. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all as clear as day. Uh-huh. 2 parts where he's flipping through his book. Got it. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene. Alright, so he's flipping through his book in 2 different moments there.
Yes, but your cell phone was lying in a garage.
Yes, well, as you can see, my model of cell phone has a defect. It is given to rolling. What? It's quite a pain when I drop it alongside the road, you know. What?
Looks like a normal cell phone to me. In any case, Mr. Justice, the cross-examination, please.
That's funny. My bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony. His nervous habit must not be acting up. I didn't sense anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time around. Oh, God. Right. No problem. I hope. Here comes justice! Okay, so there was no tick there. Him flipping through his book super fast didn't matter. But alright. So, he went to the supermarket. I guess let's just press on everything. The usual. So you went shopping, which means you were holding a grocery bag when you witnessed the murder taking place? Well, yes, of course.
Incidentally, the prosecution has received no report of this domestic detail. Mr. Stickler, can you explain yourself?
No, I mean, yes, I did go shopping, really. I walked around the supermarket trying to free the samples, yeah. It's a deeply spiritual time for me.
I'm sure the store clerks would disagree.
Do you think sampling free food counts as a religion? In any case, that night, I sampled to my heart's content and was on my way back home, yes. Okay. Dickbag. Okay. Okay. That's when you passed in front of the Maractus clinic. Why? Yes, that's correct. That was a pretty suspicious pause there. Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific? Please show us the exact route you took on the night of the murder. Of course. Yes, do that. The supermarket is here along the main road. Okay. My way home from there takes me past the Maractus clinic. Yeah, okay. This is probably when I dropped my cell phone. Yet woe was I walked on unaware of my loss. Okay. And walked right into that fateful park. Uh-huh. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. Uh-huh. Which entrance did you enter the park from? Well, to be exact, one might say that I went in from the entrance closest to the Maractus clinic.
The same entrance as our victim used.
Did you notice anything when you entered? Wheel marks from a noodle stand, for instance? I have no recollection of such a thing, no. Yet, though I might have missed the tracks, I could not miss what happened next. I am a keen observer of the obvious, you might say. Anyway, speaking of court cases, you just heard that O.J. Simpson died of cancer? Yeah, that actually got brought up earlier. Somebody told me that while we started earlier. That's interesting. But, you know, rip to that guy, I guess. Allegedly. Anyway, he's flipping through his book way too fast here. Let's press on this one. This part of the testimony is the key, I know it. Should I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand? The noodle stand, maybe? killer. Are you sure you remember the killer clearly? How many times must I repeat myself? It was him, that unscrupulous fox-like fellow in the defendant's chair. He was looking even more unscrupulous at the time, no less.
He does look a bit like one of those trickster foxes in Legends of Yore.
Guess the killer's identity is already old territory. Time to ask something new. Yeah, okay. Let me go back to that one more time and click. I'm just going to click the stand and see what he says. Do you happen to remember the noodle stand? Quite well, yes. For a student of the sciences, keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital. I remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said,
Noodle?
Yes, that was it.
For remembering something quite well, it sure took you quite a while to tell us. And thank you for telling us that a noodle stand sells noodles. Very enlightening. Well, Mr. Justice.
What about that sign? Could it be important? Yes. Yes, it can. Because it doesn't say noodle. It says Eldoon, motherfucker! So the sign on the noodle stand said noodle? It appears the defense has just obtained a vital piece of testimony.
Is this noodle stand's broth really that delicious? I'll have to go sample the wares of one of these days.
Judge, it's not time for ramen, homie.
I think that's worth adding to the testimony as well. Noodles are delicious.
Whatever sort of noodles that stand sells, it can't match up to IVU's cafeteria. Some apply to the school merely for a taste of our smart noodles. I wouldn't mind a taste of that myself. Sign on the stand said, the sixth episode said noodle. Well, there's your contradiction right the fuck there. Sign doesn't say noodle, homie. It says Eldoon, motherfucker! Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess it's gonna be this. So, here we go.
Objection!
And you're absolutely sure the sign read noodle? Why, just last week my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler. I'll give you that. It read, without a doubt, noodle. I see. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes? Let's take a look at our map, shall we? So you're claiming when you saw the sign, you were standing right there. Here, was it? Although it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from this spot. You think so? Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand and to carefully read what that sign says. See, the sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. Eldoon's. Eldoon! Inconceivable! I'm certain it was definitely noodle, for sure. Positive.
I'm afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight.
I wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. The sign he saw changes everything. The witness says the sign said noodle. He saw it right, but he saw it from a different angle or a different direction. What would you say if I told you that there's one spot from which the sign would be read the way Mr. Stickler claims? What?
Mr. Justice, show us this spot.
The witness actually viewed the stand from this location. Can I look at something? I wanted to look at, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. That was an accident. I didn't mean to do that.
It's my turn to chastise the upstart, is it? Forehead, recall what you just told the court. The sign on the stand reads Eldoon's. How would the witness standing where you have indicated change anything?
I picked the wrong place?
Your honesty becomes you, Mr. Justice. However, your mistake does not.
Sorry, Your Honor. Do I get another chance?
Tell us once again where was the witness standing.
Sorry, I didn't even mean to click. I wanted to look at the court record there, but it wouldn't let me, damn it. Okay. So let's think. The sign says noodle if you're looking at it backwards, right? So maybe he was standing on this side of the thing. I don't know where else you would be seeing it that way. Unless you, like, looked at it upside down. I'm just going to pick the other side. He was standing on this side.
Take that!
There we go. The witness was standing here, on the opposite side. Yeah, because he was seeing it the other way around.
How do you know that?
When viewed from the south, the sign on the stand reads El Dunes, as we know. However, on the other side it does say noodle, okay. Observe the other side of the stand. See, I didn't examine this, but I should have known that.
Oh, this side says noodle.
Exactly. The name of the stand is split between the front and back signs. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court. You witnessed the crime from the northern side of the park, not the south. Oh, get fucked, homeboy.
So what?
So what?
What does it matter if he saw the killing from the north or the south side? It makes no difference at all.
He's right. Travel far enough to south, and you will end up going north. Viewed on a global scale, directions are utterly without meaning. Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change? It changes everything, Apollo. Trucy? Remember his testimony from before. Though to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading. Alright, reenactment time. The killer and the victim are facing each other here. Then at the moment the killer raises his weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts. At which point the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires his pistol. Boop. He did. That's why the bullet hit him in the right temple. No contradictions, right? Right. But if Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park, that reverses the whole fucking scenario, boy. Damn, that really fucked his entire case up. Hell yeah. I was thinking the same thing. If he came from the other direction, it basically makes everything he said lies. Literally. Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, the victim looks in his direction, and he gets shot in the left side of the head. Boom, bang, bam. Boop. The bullet would have hit his left temple.
Ah!
In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible.
That's right.
So now that we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, the wound location takes an entirely different meaning.
Indeed, you are absolutely correct, Fraulein. What meaning?
The entry wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north.
North. Ah! But that's where the witness, Wesley Stickler, was standing.
Correct. So if he was standing to the north, then the only person here who could have shot the victim in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself.
Oh, shit!
So what you say about that, homie? What you say about that?
Order, order, order!
Wow, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. She's flipped this whole case on its head while I was still figuring it out. Got him. He pounded on the wall. You know he's not happy anymore.
Clarify one point for me, if you would, Air for him.
What now?
Are you truly accusing this college student of murder?
Well, I can't say exactly looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as the real killer. Please, looks aside. I'm really a nice guy. All my friends say so.
Let's hear what the defense has to say.
What are you going to do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler? I have to accuse him of something. I'm going to guess that he's the one that took the panties. We haven't gotten to that part of the case at all yet, but motherfucker took the panties. He looks like a panty thief if I ever fucking seen one in my whole life. He is 100% the panty thief. No doubt in my mind. I'm just going to accuse him of another crime. I don't think Wesley Stickler's a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. He just didn't want to admit that he was a panty thief, so he tried to pin a murder on somebody. Makes sense to me, right? Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why, now! The word confession isn't in my dictionary.
And forehand, I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate Herr Stickler's silence. Mr. Justice, well, you did say you were accusing the witness just now. For a crime other than murder. Your reason? The court's all ears.
I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there? Do I have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime?
Your evidence. The court's all eyes, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that points to the witness's involvement in the crime.
I mean, an A crime. The cell phone. And then the panties that were in the fucking exhaust pipe. I would assume it's the cell phone. It has to be the cell phone. Right? It feels like there's a lot of things here. Can we dust for fingerprints on any of this stuff? Are we allowed to do that when we're in the middle of a case? Because, man, I mean, we know that's his cell phone. It's not like his fingerprints aren't going to be on it. What about, like, the pantalones? I mean, the cell phone itself isn't the crime. It's it's these. It's just, it feels like it's going to ask me to connect why it's this. But there's, like, what other crime was there? I guess this. But we don't have any connection for this yet. Like, even if I throw this out there, it's not like I have any reason to bring this up right now. But at least with this, we have his cell phone at the scene of the car with the panties. I'm going to go ahead and just click it and see what happens. You stole panties! You fool! The evidence is this!
What? Is that women's underwear?
Sir, panties. Even though those are very, not very panty-like. They're like, yeah. Hey, those are mine! Don't look at me like that! Yeah, you're a pervert. We figured it out. We figured it out, you fucking pervert.
Order! 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 Mr. Stickler, while I can't say this comes as a shock...
It's not what it seems. By Pythagoras theorem? What did it say? Pythagoras? Yeah, you gotta love the music stopping, confirming that I picked correctly. It usually does. I've always known that as an indicator, even from the first, entry in the series. Anyway, on the night of the murder, just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees and hides himself in no other place than the Maractus Clinic garage.
Aha!
Incidentally, these panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you are guilty of panty snatching in the first degree. Please hear me out. It's not like not what it looks like. Sure it isn't. Sure it isn't.
Order! 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 Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed of yourself.
It's not what it seems.
So are we to understand that you were silent not because you were guilty of murder, but because you lacked the courage to admit your theft of this girl's undergarments?
Perhaps you are not aware that my school's name was originally written IV. I stands for intelligence. V stands for valiant. See?
Your point?
I'm not done. Now, I'm a major in the science department. And what does science teach if not curiosity? Curiosity of a woman's undergarments. I'd never seen them before. Yes, we of the IVU science department are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting. And what greater challenge to science than a mystery?
Objection!
Did he just want to know how her magic panties worked? Is that all it was? He went to her magic show, was fascinated by the magic panties, and then stole them to try and figure out what they do? Is that really what the fucking story is going to be right now? Come on, you're talking about a girl's panties here. No, you do not understand. A mystery is the unknown, and the unknown is unacceptable. And, my friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are the promised land. From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate. For science! A full-size car tire was only the first mystery those panties revealed. A tire? What? Yes, I saw her do it! She pulled a tire out of those panties! But that's not all! First there was a tire, and then a stew pot, and a frozen chicken! One mystery after another! It was magic. Oh, I remember now! He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar! That's why you recognized him, it makes sense. Huh? He's talking about my magic panties trick! Yeah, no shit. I just don't understand. A broom? From a pair of panties? It mocks the very laws of physics. A broom? Oh, a broom? And a frozen chicken, Trucy? Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits?
Mr. Stickler, you stole this girl's panties to understand a magic trick?
You say panties, but they are so much more than that. For me, they are an object for serious study.
I wonder. There has been a recent rash of panty snatchings in the area. Were they all you?
I am sorry, but I did it for science! Each time I spied a pair of panties flapping in the breeze, I thought maybe we would be the pair that elucidated the mystery. Then when she chased me through the streets, perhaps this is a night I will seize the truth within those panties. Yet woe was I, for once again the lacy-hearted pattern slipped through my fingers and
Still, that leaves one thing unexplained. Ah, you refer to our witness's other lie, yes? The witness claimed he saw the crime from the south, but was in fact in the north. Indeed. Would anyone care to explain why he lied about that? Be my guest, Air Forehead.
Me?
Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you do not accuse the witness of murder? Why, then, did the witness lie about his location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea?
Apollo, there's something about the way the diagram's arranged right now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a trash can?
Well, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence to show why the witness lied about his location?
Because the other pair of panties that were in the trash can? Sure. Let's go with that. The evidence shows why he lied is this.
What? More panties? Absolutely. How many panties are you carrying in your pocket, Air Forehead?
These are the last honest, I swear, at least for now. These were found in a trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, he was standing next to the trash can. Durr. We can see that the trash can was right next to where the witness stood.
Mr. Stickler, you didn't.
Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties. No girl has ever shown me their panties before.
So, these panties are your handiwork as well.
That night, I had been chased, hounded into the Maractus Clinic garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt? Believe me, I'd rather not. Jesus. I hid in the garage for a short while, and then abandoning the panties, I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went towards the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by a giant mansion. A giant pair of panties! Apparently he didn't know those bloomers belonged to the mob. I had them safe in my pocket, ready to take home, when I stumbled upon a murder. The murder of Dr. Maractus. I reported what I had seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What if they searched me? That's when you disposed of the bloomers. Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be borne.
A fascinating if disturbing tale. I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close, and I'm more than pleased to dismiss this witness for the remainder of the trial. One last thing, if I might. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin. Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Namely, that the defendant Walkie-Talkie was at the scene of the crime, and he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing. Walkie-Talkie has a clear motive. Indeed, the defendant Walkie-Talkie is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming there was no one else on the scene at the time. Yet a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple has yet to be explained. The court requests further investigation from both the defense and the prosecution. Yeah, baby, yeah. Very good. No problem. Very well, this brings the trial for the day to a close. Court is adjourned.
Yep, it sounds a lot like walkie-talkie. Yep. Fucking, when they first told me his name was Walkie-Talkie, all I did was laugh my ass off, because that shit was silly as hell. Whew! But we made it through the first day of the trial, y'all. Kick fucking ass. We're so good at being lawyer. Don't you agree? I am lawyer. I am really good at being lawyer. The only time I really fucked up was, like, when there was, like, not an obvious way to get to where I thought to get, even though I knew where I needed to get, you know? But, you know, it was either one of two options most of the time. But alright, that concludes day one of the trial. And we did some good work. Now we're going to have to go investigate some more and try to get more information and more details to be able to figure out who the hell killed this guy. I still feel like we haven't met the murderer, or if we have, we don't know why he murdered him. You know what I mean? Like, why take the noodle cart in the first place? We don't even know why that was part of the situation at all. Maybe the noodle dude has something to do with the whole thing. That would be interesting. I still wonder if the noodle guy, you know, is implicated in this whole thing as well. Because it just seems weird that he wouldn't be able to find it when it really wasn't that far away from where his fucking place of business is. But anyway, I can't imagine who else would have done it. If it's somebody we've met already, he's the only person left who could have done it. So unless they're going to throw another random witness at us that we haven't met yet, who else would kill this guy? I don't know. The mom? I doubt it, but maybe. She seems pretty bloodlusty, but I just doubt it was her. But that being said, next time on Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, we're going to day 2 of investigations, and we'll try to figure out all the things I just summarized. So I will see you guys then. Peace!